What's it cost to be an agent? Find out what I have to say on this video. So I got 4 areas that I'm going to show you what it costs to be an agent. But stick around to the end for the bonus secret that I got that maybe is not such an obvious cost on everything. So first of all, if you like this content, please like, comment, subscribe, and share, depending on which platform you're on, YouTube or Facebook. And the thing is with this, the first one I'm going to get into right away, and this is for Wichita, Kansas. It may be different depending on where you're at, but Wichita, Kansas, you need to expect to spend about $2,000 on licensing and fees when it comes to getting your license. There's 2 30-hour courses that you need to take, and there's a principle of real estate practices, and there's a principle of real estate course and practice of real estate course. Once you pass those 2 courses, then you go on to take your state exam, which is about $75. Then you got to pay your KREC fees to be a licensed real estate agent, then joining the local realtors association, and you got to affiliate with the broker, do a background check. So by the time it's all said and done, you're looking at about $2,000 to actually get your license. And then you're looking at, depending on how quick you are on and how much time you have to complete these things, about 2 weeks to 2 months to knock all that stuff out. Just depends on how fast of a learner, how much time you can dedicate to it, that kind of thing. So that's number 1. It's about $2,000 for licensing and fees. Number 2 is that I would say you need to have at least 3 months of personal reserves saved up. And for most people here in Wichita, that amount is probably going to be about $6,000 to $12,000. And that's not for anything business related. That's only for you to live on, to survive, not even to necessarily get ahead, but just to cover that base of when you're not necessarily going to be having commissions come in. Because what you got to remember and realize about real estate is that contract to close is about a 30 to 45 day sales cycle by the nature of the industry. Not to mention, even before that, it probably takes 1 to 2 months to reach out to people, meet them, search for homes, or get their home ready to sell, and then get onto it. So really, a fast sales cycle in real estate is 3 months. Now, if you're on a team like ours, we can get you going that fast, but I can't tell you how rare that is for people to be getting those kinds of results that fast. So I want you to have at least 3 months of personal reserve saved up, if not more. And honestly, that's still cutting it pretty thin for the risk you're taking on in order to move forward. Now, if you want to be an actual agent that's running marketing and advertising and really running a true business, it costs much more than just your license. This attitude that of like, oh, I just get a license, I make all this money, is the furthest thing from the truth of how this industry really works. A good agent that's running good marketing with a good CRM and the appropriate business systems they need can expect to spend anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 in ads a month, prepaid, before they're making commissions. So if you really want to do well in this industry, you got to account for a budget ahead of time for launching your business, because that's what you're doing, is launching a business, and spending your money on ads, on branding, on marketing ahead of time before you make the money long term. Now, if you're running a team like I do, you can run a team on a pretty shoestring budget for about $6,000 a month. But like our team, we spend about $15,000 a month. Maybe a little less than that, maybe a little more, depending on the month and the situation. But teams, if you want to start a team, this is the biggest thing that I think most agents who are looking at starting a team or running a team is the ongoing expenses you got to cover to run a team, just from the financial standpoint, not to mention the time, energy, knowledge, skills, everything else. It's about $6,000 to $15,000 a month to run a team on what you're doing. So just gives you an idea of the cost of everything and the timeline and what to truly prepare for to be a good business owner in this industry, whether you're just a single agent, you're still a business owner, or if you're a team lead to run a quality team. Number 3, I'd say the time that you need to get dedicated to it is 50 hours of priority. And I say priority because ultimately when you schedule a business, you need to schedule in your personal time first, then your friends and family relationships, and then your business goes in there. You won't necessarily do everything in that order, like throughout the day. You're going to do your personal things first, making sure you're taken care of, you're fully able to come to the table completely. Then you're probably going to work on your business, but then you got to schedule in your personal time, your family time, your friends' time that your business doesn't get in the way of. Because if you let it, real estate can consume your entire life. Business can, entrepreneurship can. Usually what we expect people is about 30 hours in the office and about 20 out in the field, just to give people an idea of what's really expected with all this attitude of like, oh, I get into real estate because I have all this time freedom and flexibility and I can be my own boss and set my own hours, is complete BS. Honestly, we have 100 bosses and they're called clients, and everything's done on their schedule, when the house is available, when they're available, when they say it's time to go. And we do have some dictation of our schedule, but in a lot of ways, like, the clients dictate our schedule. And not only that, but there's certain actions you have to take repeatedly, where you have to block that time out and say, I'm doing this at this time. You know, from 9 to 12 in the morning, I'm doing these activities. From 1 to 3 in the afternoon, I'm doing these activities. And nothing's getting in the way of that. Just like if you were a job, you have to be a good employee in your own business, just like if you were going to work somewhere else and expect to get paid. It's no different when you own your own business too. Really what you start out doing in real estate is you own your own job instead of the job owning you. You own the job now, but you still have a job until you get to a way high level that you don't have to do all that, which is the end goal. But that's the time you want to expect to dedicate to this. 50 hours of priority, you know, nights, weekends, that kind of thing. When people want to see houses, you got to go show them. And the market, real estate, don't wait for you. So you got to be there when people need you. Number 4, I'd say a cost of being an agent is your health and energy. And most people don't take into account the demand that this places on people, you know, not only caloric from a nutritional standpoint, but also mental and emotional energy. And if you have other things in your life, like kids, like a wife, a significant other, people are depending on you for that mental, emotional energy, and you can't give it to your clients, you're not ultimately going to be able to be a very good agent, or you're not going to have anything in your tank to give to people, or your family and friends and everyone else is going to suffer. So don't forget to take into account how much mental and emotional energy this industry costs, and keep that in mind when you're taking into account the cost of this, because it's not all money, it's also time and it's also energy. And number 5, that's my bonus tip I was going to tell you about, that most people don't take into account with all this. The cost of this is honestly your pain tolerance. How much pain can you take of failure, of rejection, thanklessness, stress, worry, not getting credit for what you're doing, the grief of this industry? It's a high stress, high stake, high performance, high reward industry. But I think most people don't truly understand the amount of pain tolerance they have to have, the amount of failure, the amount of rejection, the amount of things that our society does not, you know, build you to be able to take on. And that's a big cost of being an agent that I think most people don't fully take into account, is how much pain you're going to have to take in order to, you know, make it in real estate as an entrepreneur, as a business person. You really have to have a high pain tolerance in order to do this. So anyway, appreciate you watching. Hopefully this gives you an idea of the true cost of being an agent. If you like this content, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share, and all that stuff, depending on the platform you're on. Thanks for watching. Please check out all the other YouTube videos I got on this channel to hopefully be a good resource for you. Thanks, guys. See you later.